Hello and welcome, my lovely Scorpio. Scorpio, your pip card is the King of Cups. It is the Death card, but it is a death that doesn't hurt as much as we thought it would because it is a releasing everything that isn't us anymore and embracing our true selves. All right, my lovely Scorpios, this is your weekly intuitive energy and card reading for the week of December 16th through 22nd, 2019. Remember, time is merely a pretense. This could be past, present, and or future energies and or lessons. And also remember, this is a general sign for Scorpio, but remember, your sign is not personality programming, but your life lessons. So, like a good fairy tale or fable, something in this reading should actually apply to you. So hang around for the entirety of the reading, take what resonates, and leave out all the rest. Remember, this is a reading for soul evolution. All right, my loves, what do we have in the skies above us? Well, we still have that 2019 closeout and 2020, like loading the gun to get ready to fire kind of thing. We have that Mars and Scorpio, that's that cosmic balls energy I keep talking about. That we have Mercury and Sagittarius, studying anything, desire to learn anything you possibly could want. We have Jupiter in Capricorn, it's that magnification of our pentacled material career endeavors with a hierarchical twist. You know, a very where do I belong. We still have Venus in Capricorn. That is demanding depth and weight to our relationships. That's going to move into Aquarius this week, and that is going to make us really think things through. Don't get stuck in your head, but it's going to make where's this going kind of energy, a lot of ultimatum kind of energy. And then to top it all off, we have that 12-12 portal. This is like the change in our full change in our energy, a focus on spiritual purification. But it's also focused with that Gemini full moon, which is the return of our inner demons, the return of past nightmares. It's time to pull those swords, Nine of Swords, and fight those demons, slay the beasts, kind of move on with our lives into something better. Get past that Ten of Swords, you know, get past that death. Very, very Scorpionic energy. But it's just final processing of the last 12 months of the year, getting rid of whatever it is. It's knowledge, it's inspiration, it's motivation, all this energy above us. It's very magician energy. We all have the tools we need to succeed and make our dreams come true, but just don't get caught wishing small. That's why this moon is so big. It's full for 3 days. It tops the horizon longer than any other full moon there is, and it lights up the darkest part of the year as we come into that winter solstice. It's a reminder that we deserve the whole piece of that moon pie. All right. I'm feeling a very, very get it done kind of energy this week, so I'm pulling on my Emperor energy, being an Aries sun, but me being the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Clovers. My readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling. This is my charismatic gift that I share with you with unconditional love and gratitude. And I thank you now for all your likes, your subscribes. Your views alone do help the channel. Please continue to do so. Subscribe now if you haven't. And because I'm here almost every week. I've only missed 1 week, so I'm doing pretty good. All right. Let's get to it. What does Spirit have? I'm just going to ask, of course, what does Spirit have for this wild, in-between, ending the decade, starting the new decade energy, holiday energy, and then I'm going to ask for some little love cards from my Archangel cards, see what those guys have to add to our love lives. All right, Scorpio, let's see what kind of energy we got with you. What do you need to know? What kind of themes do we need to hit on this week? What is Spirit trying to tell us? All right. I have the, nice job team, I have the Ten of Swords, but it is in reverse. The Nine of Swords full moon, one of the hesitations about moving through those demons and those past issues is because to get past the Nine of Swords, you have to move on to the Ten of Swords, and it's painful as fuck. And you can see she's got the 10 swords in her back. But this is in reverse. This is kind of like, I slayed the beasts and I fought the battles. And I have all those swords in my back. But I'm just going to lay here for like a little while and enjoy the suffering. But when you do that, people kind of like bang on those swords deeper into your back. It's more of a torturous situation. So even though you've slayed the beast, it's like that full moon hangover energy, like you're just kind of hanging around with your wounds. Yeah, not moving. Another 10 in reverse. This is like not accepting the completions that are coming out to you. 10 of Cups in reverse is total happiness. If you get through that 10 of Swords, you will get to this 10 of Cups. However, they're in reverse, which tells me there's one last hesitation. It's like there's a, oh, hold on. There's like a beast still roaming your grounds. Like you've got injuries, you're suffering, you've made it to the 10 of Swords, but you may have left one thing untended to. 9s are complete and total physical completion. That's why their wish come true. 10s are spiritual and physical completion. So there's something about your soul missions here, your soul energy, your light that is not quite right yet, even though you've kind of jumped through the energy of the full moon and fought those demons and handled that paperwork kind of thing. And I have the Chariot in reverse. Again, no surprise there. This could be any Cancer in your energy, but it's just not moving forward. It's just absolutely staying where you are. Now you're staying where you're staying is in the 10 of Swords in reverse and the 9 of Cups in reverse. It's hanging out in a place where there's pain and no happiness, even though they're completely within reach. When these cards appear in your reading in reverse, it doesn't mean you have to like go back and start over, go back to the beginning and start over. No, it means like everything is right there within your grasp. You just have to kind of flip those cards over. It's almost like even a perspective change. It's a spiritual adjustment to accept the changes that have come. It's difficult to accept some endings, but it's also, if you accept these endings, you'll actually end the pain and bring yourself joy and get yourself moving. I can't imagine a Scorpio stuck in not moving. It's going to drive you bananas. All right, I do have the Devil card here. It could be a Capricorn in your energy. It could be addictive, codependent energy that's holding you down. This energy that's going to come into you this week. And I have the Star card, perhaps an Aquarius. A Capricorn and an Aquarius. Star card is also a wish. See how she's washing her hair out? A lot of us get our energy from our crown, the tops of our heads. That's why when you have hair things, it's so... it's depth oriented. It's healing your thoughts. It's really getting your hope back, getting your wishes upright, really looking at what the world can offer you as opposed to what it's taking away. It's the Star card means an angel has come to sit on your shoulder and help you along, but they don't do everything for you. It's always help. Divine assistance is assistance. It's not them doing everything. So you do have to make movements. All right, I do have the Moon card. This is the energy that's going to hit you this week, and it's 4 major arcana. I have the Moon card in reverse. That's coming into knowledge, lighting you up. That full moon gave you something that you work through it. Scorpios always work through the energy, especially watery moon energy. But this is like the aftermath. Like I said, the full moon hangover, the feeling that I did everything and now I'm very wounded and very tired and very miserable, and you're just kind of like hanging out there. And that's because you perhaps came into some energy that made you feel, it made you realize you're not as strong as you thought. The Strength card is the Leonine card, the Moon card, Pisces card, but with 4 major arcana coming into you in your reading pre-Christmas, it's the realization that you haven't been as strong as you can be. You haven't been doing as much as you should be. You haven't been efforting your dreams and your plans as much as you should be. The Devil card is, I'm in a pretty sweet spot. I know it's not that great. I know it can't last forever. I know it's going to suck soon, but I'm just going to kind of hang out there for a little bit longer. And there's something about it, though, that this isn't an entirely unhealthy card. It's just understanding that some of your habits need changing to make your wishes come true. And the Moon card in reverse and the Lion card in reverse says, my wishes haven't come true because I haven't changed those habits and made that effort. I haven't been strong enough. The Moon is asking me to be stronger. And you're kind of annoyed by it because you're like, dude, I just pulled the 10 of Swords. I had 9 of Swords to pull into the 10 of Swords. How much stronger could I possibly be? Yeah, it's a post-realization, swordsy malaise. Advice from Spirit, I have the King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, you don't really know. You're not really sure where you're at. You're not really, Spirit wants you to take that energy of not knowing and expand it. And they don't want you to work on it too hard, but they want you to expand it because there's something about it that is, there's something about it that you're working on work too much. It's this mastery card here. This is working on mastery, and King of Swords in reverse is not really sure where to place your mastery. And it's because you are master of something already. These in reverse tell me you're trying to go back to square one. And Spirit's like, nope, please stop that. You're actually, you think you don't have the skills to do this, but you actually do have the skills to do it. Stop going back to step 1, 2, and 3, and then going back again to 1, 2, and 3. Spirit is saying, try and get to step 7 or 8, and then 9, and then, oh my gosh, you can get out of that 10 of Swords and that get into that 10 of Cups. Move into that. You can flip the energy that you're sitting in right now, which is 10 of Swords in reverse, 10 of Cups in reverse, and the Chariot in reverse. It is heartbreaking, whatever information you got. I think it's about you, man. Spirit's saying it's just like, it's you finding out that you weren't, you know, it's like I've been talking the talk, and it found out, it's like I found out I was a shit talker. This is kind of heartbreak. It's not really, it's like you haven't been walking the talk. You've been talking, and you've been kind of doing things, but like barely doing things. It's like when your mama asks you to sweep the floor and to clean the floor, and you kind of like sweep it up and maybe sweep the dirt under the rug or the couch. But this is like Spirit saying you need to come in and like you should have vacuumed, you should have swept the floor and then mopped it, and definitely maybe even under the couches instead of sweeping more dirt under the couches. I know it's a very lame reason, but this is what that Capricorn Big Daddy energy tells us. Is get your discipline down. If you do the work, there's no reason for you not to succeed. Spirit, assistance, or not. You are that strong. And then I have, to end the reading, to end the spread here, I have the 2 of Cups. It is coming into that moving forward in love, moving forward with that like vibration of energy of coming together and actually becoming something more. Becoming 2 instead of 1. It's also a decision card in love, to move forward with love instead of pentacled, instead of with the swords. It's that energy of, yeah, your heart's been broken, but the love is like right there. It's totally perspective change. It is totally effort change. Spirit is not asking you to go into the mountains and meditate for 3 years and to find this answer. Spirit's like, it's right there in front of you. You can have absolute total happiness and no pain in life with just changing yourself, which is actually kind of nice, kind of beautiful. Like your whole world can change if you just change that part of yourself. And it is just the part of yourself where you're just sitting in a lot of painful, difficult love energy. You don't have to be that person. You don't have to be half-assing it. And I think that's why you're a little pissed off, is because you realize that Scorpio, you're one of my strongest effort, adventuring signs, and it shows up in your readings all the time even. And to see that you're not doing that, you're probably pissed at yourself. Especially when you've been working hard this year, so you probably thought you were due some more. And if you really think about it, you know, what little bits you haven't been putting together, it's kind of like that's what's coming at you with that full moon energy. It's the bits that you haven't really done. What parts are you not really doing? You know, get in there deep. That's what the whole point of Scorpio is, your depth and movement in Mars. And it feels like you guys have been doing that cursory. It's like the word of the week, the last 2 weeks, cursory adventures. No, you need to get in there. You know, get in the trenches. In love, I have the 4 of Diamonds. That's withholding energy. That's holding back. That's not opening up in love. With the Queen of Wands, that is an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in your energy. But it's also you pulling on, it's pulling on that energy of effort. You're seeking a solution, and you're trying to rest your head on it. And it's also a solution for stability. In an effort to find stability, and okay, this is you. This is your energy. In an effort to find this fiery Mars energy, because this is an Aries card too, and Mars is your ruling planet. But this is with not action. This is resting card, and this is withholding card. This is a non-action card, but you're trying to find a solution. It's very contradictory energy, even to your own self. And you want stability, but in an effort to find stability, you've kind of found too much comfort in not moving forward. It's like that still stuck energy. And if you get too comfortable, it's the kind of thing that makes the Tower come in to change you, change yourself, or the angels above are going to push on you in ways that are not comfortable. They're going to make it so uncomfortable that you do begin to change again. I do have the Wounded Warrior here, the 9 of Wands in reverse. And that's a lot of 9s in your reading. That just tells me you've been through it. And that's why you got injuries. The 4 of Swords card, resting card, it's pre-battle preparation. But before that, it is... I've done a lot of training. I've gone through the Ace and the 3, and now here at the 4, I've been through all the training. I've done the miles. I've done the sword work. And it hurts, and you just need to rest a little. And once you get fully rested, you can actually start to prepare for battle. But it's also a reflection of death and remembering. Sometimes in battle, the Scots used to lay in coffins, pre-battle and post-battle, to remind themselves what battle really is. It's death in a handbag, and it's coming at you really fast. And this is that reflection on it. It's a reflection on self when you're a Scorpio, though, and exactly what kind of effort and energy you're putting into life. And then I have these cards here, which tells me that you're the Wounded Warrior and you're trying to get moving forward. Your heart is a little weak, especially in self-love. This Jack of Fire, this getting that fire under your ass, even though you're a Wounded Warrior to complete something, it's not working very well for you right now. You're having a lot of trouble to motivate yourselves to move forward. It's like you need to go back and remind you why you're doing all this work, because you're working very hard. Extremely hard. But it's just, you need to let down your defenses. When you're the Wounded Warrior, sometimes the Wounded Warrior card in the tarot will show the warrior with the 9 of Wands around him in a circle and only 1 of the wands in his hand to fight, because he's basically securing his position, and he or she is basically making themselves fortified so they will not be injured. And it's probably why your heart can't get into it. It's because you're not letting anything in either. And you... Even with the 9 of Swords and the 9 of Wands, even though those are battle situations and it's going to be a fight and it might be a little painful, you're going to get clubbed in the head or stuck with a sword, there is this sense of purpose, and it's important and it's valuable to go through this, but you are not feeling that right now. But you still know you have to go through it. And you still have to let those people in. You have to let assistance in, and you have to let in you have to let in the beast. You have to let in the enemy to fight them in a way. And you can choose how you do that, but it's also vulnerability. This is the card of vulnerability and opening up yourself to possibilities, not just other people, but possibilities. This isn't really a lovey-dovey time for you, Scorpio. This is a time for you to realize that yeah, you're having a really hard decision in love, in opening up in love. And it's really because you're just not open to yourself. And again, another 4, another stability card. 4 is resting your heart. And that does mean withholding love too. So you're withholding love, you're withholding money and value, you're withholding, and you're resting with all these 4s in your reading. You're overly stabilizing, Scorpio, which means as good as it is to be completely stable, most Scorpios need to do some cliff diving to be happy. Of course, we don't all need to take those adventures so heftily, but you need more in your life. You're just not moving forward, loves. And it is because you've hit a moment of vulnerability, too, that's made you a little indecisive. It's kind of like, there's a couple really good players in the NBA that have had injuries that have taken that other players bounce back from and just come back to the world and just do really well right away. And it's like they were never injured. Like 2 months later, D Rose had to take a whole year off for an injured knee. And he really wasn't the same for even maybe 3 or 4 years after that. And it's like when you've been injured, it's like that withholding energy. It's that vulnerable energy. And because you've picked the wounded warrior, clearly you have an injury that you're overly caressing, overly caring for. It's like you have a little fear of that moment, and you need to just do the work and really set your head around the belief that you can get back in there and really like win the battle, man. Advice from Spirit. Very good energy, actually. Oh, maybe not. All right. Advice from Spirit. I have that 10 of Cups with the 8 of Cups. You need to balance your energy. Walk away from no longer serves you. Walk towards your happiness. There are things in your life that you have happiness. You have happiness in your life. You're just not embracing it. You have love in your life. You're just not going towards it. And it could be because you have a little financial trouble or you're feeling somebody rejected you, and that's why you have a little bit of a broken heart with these cards here. But it's just an over-focus. Spiritual thing, you're just overly focusing on injuries. And they're also saying that this is past energy. This is not new. This is just why you're withholding so much stuff, which is really dumb because Spirit's like, look, you have happiness in your life. You just need to sort it out. Sort it out and heal yourself. You did get the Star card for healing in there. So keep that in mind, my lovely Scorpios. This is actually a really good reading because this is all spiritual change demanded. A lot of 9s, a lot of 4s, a lot of 10s, a lot of get out of that 4s and get back in those adventures. You know, get back in the saddle, Scorpio. It's time to ride on. All right, my loves. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Tip or donate if the Spirit moves you. Oh, that's all in the box below. And of course, have a very good week. Pre-Christmas week, my lovely Scorpios.